Good afternoon, everyone. It's Christoph Chu. How are you doing? It's the holiday season. Beverly Hills is ready, and we're all excited about the holidays. We finally got some cool weather. And in this video, I'm going to talk a little bit about what's going on in our Los Angeles, Beverly Hills, West Side Luxury Marketplace. Tell you what's going on with the stats so far up till the first part of December, and give you an update on what's going on in our luxury marketplace. So first of all, for those of you that have not met me before, my name is Christoph Chu. I work at Coldwell Banker Global Luxury in beautiful Beverly Hills, California. And I've been selling luxury real estate now for 29, almost 30 years. It'll be 30 years next month. So, hey everyone, just say a little hello or give a like or a love. Let me know where you're watching from today. I'd love to hear where everyone's watching from. It's amazing with the wonders of the internet today. We have people from all over the world watching what we're doing in live, real time. I love that. Anyway, so I'm going to get back to my subject, which is the luxury market here in Los Angeles and what's going on. And for us in Los Angeles, the luxury market is essentially over $5 million. Now, every marketplace in the country is different, but LA is over $5 million. So what is going on with our luxury marketplace over $5 million? Thanks for all the hearts and likes. I love it. And by the way, if you have any friends or people you think should watch this video, tag them in it, share it. I'd love you to do that. So appreciate you sharing all of my updates. So what is going on in our luxury market? So first of all, let's go back a little bit in history, the last 7 years, or almost 7 years, because we're not quite at the end of 2007. And basically, I'm going to talk a little bit about $10 million plus properties and how the market has significantly changed in that realm in the last 7 years. So back in 2010, so 7 years ago, there were 68 sales. So that's 68. Then in 2011, there were 56. So there was a slight dip. Then in 2012, there were 92, almost double the year prior. 2013, there were 95. 2014, there were 131. 2015, 140. 2016, 160 last year, all told. And then this year so far, we have 179. So essentially, the last 7 years, I should say, we have gone from 47 sales over 10 million to 179. Last year when I did the update, it was a 340% increase. We don't know what that is so far, but it's close to a 400% increase. Just showing you the nature of the luxury market in LA. And in today's world, 10 years ago, there were not a lot of $10 million houses. I remember 11 years ago, I sold one for $24 million, that at the time was the highest sale price in Holmby Hills in history. And now we have sales in excess of $100 million in that area. So it's a crazy marketplace here in LA, but everybody wants to be in LA. And I posted why everybody loves to come to Beverly Hills for the holidays. And right now I've got about 4 or 5 international buyers in town from Hong Kong, China, and Europe that are here. They already own homes in LA, and they're looking to buy bigger and larger and different kind of homes. So that's good, and also I'll be very, very busy during the Christmas season. Hello, Fort Lauderdale. Karen Smith, wow, how are you? Nice to see you watching my video today. I appreciate that. Australia's in the house. I love that. Merry Christmas to you as well. Okay, so let's get back to, we'll do some chatting later on, but let's get back to the actual numbers. So my comparison and what I'm talking about now is what's going on up till December, what date are we? December 19th, or December 19th this year compared to the same time last year. So $5 million plus home sales in Los Angeles. And again, this is west side of Los Angeles from basically downtown LA to Malibu. That's kind of the main market area. So this year so far, there have been 572 sales over $5 million in our marketplace versus 514 at this time last year. So that's an 11% increase in the number of sales. 10 million plus, we have 179 sales so far this year versus 160 at this time in 2016. So it's a 12% increase in the number of sales at the $10 million plus level. $20 million plus, it starts to get really interesting. We've had 51 closed sales in Los Angeles and Beverly Hills this year, over $20 million, and versus 33 in 2016, and actually in all of 2016. So we're up 55% in the $20 million plus range in the LA marketplace. And it's interesting because I've been out with buyers yesterday and today that are looking at $20 million homes that would have been $10 million 8-9 years ago. So there you go, or maybe even less. $30 million plus, so it gets even more interesting. So $30 million plus have been 22 sales so far this year in the LA marketplace. And they were 14 at this time last year. So it's up 57%. So literally almost double. And by the end of the month, I think we will be double because there's always a lot of closings in December. I may, in fact, make a couple sales that might have 5-6 day escrows. I was talking to a broker this morning and I'm like, okay, today's the 20th. Yeah, we can close by the end of the year. We got 7 days. I've done a lot of 4 or 5 day closings. Hey, all cash, quick inspections, they're new houses. So anyways, we'll see what happens by the end of the year. So 22 sales over 30 million this year versus 14 at this time last year. Now, even more interesting, the $40 million plus range. We've had 10 sales in Los Angeles and the West Side this year over $40 million versus 4 at this time last year. So that is more than double the number of $40 million plus sales. So basically in our market right now, the higher the price range, the more the sales. A lot of people still want to buy in LA. People always want to buy in LA. Considering I've been this 29 years and I've been through 2 down markets and 2 up markets, or 2 downs and 2 ups, I believe. Everybody always wants to be in LA. Even in the down market, people still buy in LA. LA is great. It's one of the best cities in the world to live for many, many, many reasons. So anyways, $20 million plus sales. When I go on listing appointments, sellers are always wondering, who are these buyers? Where are they coming from? So let's talk a little bit about that. Oh, first of all, let's talk about where these sales are taking place. So this is specifically for the $20 million plus sales, of which there were 51 in our marketplace. So this year so far, 10 of those sales were in Beverly Hills, meaning the city of Beverly Hills proper. 13 were in Malibu. This year, Malibu really was a very, very strong market, and I believe several of the $50 million plus homes were in Malibu. I think 4 or 5 were in Malibu. So 13 sales in Malibu over 20 million, and I think there were 4 or 5 over 50 million in Malibu. So it's very interesting what's going on in Malibu. 8 sales were in Bel Air over 20 million. 7 in the Beverly Hills Post Office. This year, the Beverly Hills Post Office area was extremely popular and extremely active. In the Beverly Hills Post Office area, for those of you that don't know, we have the city of Beverly Hills, which is kind of the lower part of Beverly Hills, the flats, the lower part of the hills around the Beverly Hills Hotel, and then a couple blocks, maybe 3 blocks north of Sunset Boulevard, becomes the Beverly Hills Post Office area. So the Beverly Hills Post Office area is the largest land space in Beverly Hills, but it's part of the city of LA, but we have a Beverly Hills address. So that's why it's called Beverly Hills Post Office. So big sales there this year, 7 in that area, so that's really great. Holmby Hills had 3 sales so far this year, over 20 million. Mine would just miss the $20 million mark, so I'm not one of those 3, but I did sell one for almost 20 million in Holmby Hills. 3 were in the Sunset Strip area of the Hollywood Hills. That's the western side of the Hollywood Hills. 2 were in Pacific Palisades. 2 in Santa Monica, over 20 million. That's, last year we had the highest sale in Santa Monica ever, which was 23.5 million. And this year there were 2 in Santa Monica, over 20 million. 1 in Los Feliz, that was Angelina Jolie's house, that sold for 24 million, I believe. 1 in Westwood, which was one of the penthouse units at the Century condos at One Century, that sold for 22 million. A house in Brentwood that sold for over 20 million. So it's been, kind of across the board in terms of where these people are buying. So let's get back to who's actually buying these houses. So of the 20 million plus sales, a lot of information. I hope it's not too much information. Tell me, guys, if it's not too much information, give me a big smiley face or a happy face. If it's too much information, give me some tears. I always try to gauge my audience in knowing if I give you too much information, too little information, so any feedback would be very, very helpful. Okay, so back to the details. 51 sales over 20 million, who's buying? So of the 51, 38 were American buyers. The rest were foreign buyers. Yeah, that makes sense. And of those foreign buyers, again, for I think the 3rd or 4th year in a row, the Chinese buyers were the largest foreign buyer pool in our marketplace. This year so far, they're at 30% of the foreign buyers in our luxury marketplace, over 20 million were Chinese buyers. And as a matter of fact, this month, 3 of my 5 clients in town are Chinese. Chinese from mainland China and Chinese from Hong Kong. A lot of investments continuously coming in from Hong Kong. So again, Chinese are the #1 buyer pool for foreign buyers. Second to that this year is the UK. I think with the Brexit I forget how to say that, the British exit. We had a lot of investments in the US this year from the UK. 4 from the UK this year, over 20 million. So the Chinese buyers and the British buyers are on par for being the 2 largest international buyers in the luxury marketplace here in Los Angeles and Beverly Hills this year. Whereas last year and the year before, we only had 1 or 2 British buyers, but this year, very, very strong. Then we had 1 Indonesian buyer, we had 1 Scottish buyer, and 2 from South Africa. We have not seen a lot of purchasers from South Africa buying over 20 million. So that's kind of an interesting new statistic happening here in our luxury marketplace. High-end, ultra high-end luxury marketplace. So out of these, another interesting factor, 31 of the 51 sold off market. That's 60% of these homes over 20 million are selling off market. Definitely, there's no question, I've said this many times, selling off market is not the best way to go. We've had many situations and true stories where a small independent broker from way out of Beverly Hills happened to find something on the MLS. They happen to have had that $50 million, $60 million buyer. And had they not been on the MLS, they wouldn't have found out about it. So selling off market, I've done a lot of those deals, but really you should put it on the market because you never know where the buyer's coming from, and the key to getting the best price is the most exposure. So, but it is very interesting, again, that 60% of all the homes over 20 million sold off market. So what were the highest sales so far in Los Angeles this year? So many of you heard Jay-Z and Beyonce bought a house on Cuesta Way in Bel Air. Gorgeous house. I showed it. My clients didn't buy it, but Jay-Z and Beyonce did, and they paid $88 million. And so far, that is the largest sale so far this year in Los Angeles versus the couple sales last year in the $100 million range. The second one, and by the way, Jay-Z and Beyonce got a $55 million mortgage. That's the largest residential mortgage I have ever seen in my 29-year experience. So interesting to get a $55 million mortgage, right? Can't even imagine what those payments are. The next big sale was in Malibu, 22108 Pacific Coast Highway, sold for $85 million. The highest sale in Beverly Hills so far this year is 1187 Hillcrest, which was the former Danny Thomas estate on 2 acres, about an acre of flat usable land. It's sold as a teardown. Someone's going to rebuild a new house on that property. And Evan Metropolis purchased that property, and he paid $65 million for that. I currently have listed the most expensive home in the flats of Beverly Hills, which is the largest in the flats, 1.68 acres for $58,888,000. That's going to break records in the flats when we sell that. Although we might sell it this year still. I still got 10 days, so I might still sell it before the end of the year and close it before the end of the year. If not, it'll be a record for next year. But when that sells, that'll be the new record for the flats of Beverly Hills, and that's 1.68 acres flat in the Beverly Hills, literally 3 blocks from Rodeo Drive, in the heart of the most popular part of Beverly Hills. A property sold in Santa Monica on Wood Acres to Kevin Washington for $41 million plus. So last year's highest sale in Santa Monica was 23.5. This year it was 41 million. Oh, thank you, Down. Christoph for president. I don't want to be president. I'm president of my company and my business. That's all I want to be president of. Then a property sold on Gilcrest in the Beverly Hills Post Office, the highest sale for $38.5 million to a British buyer. Electra Drive in the Mount Olympus area of the Hollywood Hills, not the Sunset Strip, but Hollywood Hills East, sold to for $33,350,000. And as we talked about, Angelina Jolie bought the Cecil B. DeMille estate in Los Feliz for $24.5 million. That is the highest sale price in the history of Los Feliz. Then San Onofre, 1624 San Onofre in Palisades, sold for $22 million. And right now, the average price in the Pacific Palisades is, I forgot the numbers. Sorry, I can't remember everything. Then the One West Century penthouse in the Century, so one of the penthouses sold for $20 million to Matthew Perry. And the highest sale this year in Hancock Park, sold for $12,412,000 at 356 South Hudson Drive. So we've seen some interesting new records for sales in many different areas of Los Angeles. So it's been another record-breaking year, more sales than ever, highest recorded prices of all time. And And again, the year is not over. You know, December's a really busy month. I would say for me, December's always my busiest month in terms of, I have a lot of international buyers. Here's kind of the scenario. My international buyers typically have vacation homes in Los Angeles. They can be anywhere from a $3-4 million condo up to, you know, $100+ million home. They love to come to LA, like to get away from their countries, come here for, oftentimes for Christmas. The Chinese like to come here for Chinese New Year, get away from Hong Kong and China and Singapore and Taiwan. They love coming here for Easter, and they love coming here for parts of the summer. So that's what foreign buyers do. They love to come to LA for a vacation. I think when they come here, I think what they love, or what they tell me they love, is the weather, the restaurants, the shopping, and a lot of these big, important international buyers, they're very, very, very well known in their countries. They're maybe very famous from a business standpoint or from a celebrity standpoint or a wealth standpoint. But when they come to LA, there's a lot of celebrities in LA and a lot of money, so they're not really bothered. They really feel they can be free here. They can be casual here. As some of them have said to me, they don't run outside of their properties and have paparazzi chasing them. So people love the LA lifestyle. They love the weather. They love the shopping. They love to shop here in Beverly Hills on Rodeo Drive. They love the restaurants. We have incredible restaurants. They love the weather. And they love it. When they come here, they can take the kids to Disneyland. They can go to Universal Studios. They can go take a flight and go to Aspen in a couple hours and go skiing. They go to San Diego to the Wild Animal Park. They go to the San Diego Zoo. They go to Legoland. So LA is so close. Oh, they go to the desert. Palm Springs is an hour and a half away. LA is the place. LA is a beautiful city. It's a very comfortable city. It's one of the best weather in the world, and just so much diversity. We have the ocean 20 minutes away. Oh, they love to go to the Santa Monica Pier, ride bikes and roller skates on the boardwalk, go to the desert, go to the mountains and ski locally at Big Bear. So we've got everything, and that's one of the reasons why people love to be in LA. So anyways, that's my little update for today on the luxury market. I kind of went off on some tangents. Give me a quick hello if you like this video. Give me some likes. Watching from. I'd love to see where everyone's watching from. And also, if you have any suggestions for other live videos you'd like to see, let me know, and we'll try to include that on our next live video. And next week, I'm going to be doing a live video about the new tax reform laws. It's been a very confusing time in the U.S. for homeowners and future homeowners with all these new tax laws, which are significant. I believe the new tax code was 1,200 pages. But I do have some people that I know that have read those tax codes, little by little getting the information, and there have been some changes. So now that the tax code was passed in the Senate, and I think it's going to the House, or passed in the House as well, we'll have an update next week talking about what are the key components of the new tax bill and how that will affect you in property home ownership, your property taxes and those deductions, and your mortgage interest deductions as well. So that's my little update. Hope everything is well where you are. I hope you're ready for the holiday season. You're going to have fun with friends and family and enjoy the beautiful spirit of the season, a time of joy, love, and happiness, and giving extra kindness to those around you. You should do it every day, but this is an extra time to be extra aware of all of those things. So love and kisses to all of you, and thank you for all of your wonderful support of me and my business and my videos. Look forward to seeing more of you next week and at the end of the year. Have a wonderful holiday. Happy Hanukkah. Happy Kwanzaa. Enjoy the holidays wherever you are, and be safe, and enjoy love, friendship, and fun with family and friends. See y'all later.